How's it going, guys? Welcome to the FM Dugout for episode 5 of the British Steel Challenge with Stirling Albion in Scottish League 2. So today sees us take on Championship side Raith Rovers in the Scottish League Challenge Cup semi-final. There's no ticker today, there's only been a couple of games, so I'm just going to run through those quickly before we get into today's match. I suppose the biggest piece of news at the moment really is the dressing room unrest. As you can kind of see from the board conference, squad harmony is below kind of acceptable really. And basically what's happened is a few of the players were unhappy at not being played, in particular Eddie Ferns, and it seemed a huge number of the players were really unhappy that he wasn't getting played, including Jamie McCluskey, who plays in the same position, which is a bit weird. But yeah, they've decided to support the player, so morale has taken a bit of a slump, it must be said. But we'll see how things kind of pan out. As I say, there's no point in kind of getting attached too much to any particular club. Although I would like to have a chance at winning both this league and the one above. I don't think I'm in any danger of being sacked over any of this, so we'll just have to see how it goes. As far as the league's concerned, 9 points clear of Annan, albeit they have a game in hand, which I think will be played. Yeah, it'll be played this weekend when we play Raith. If we go and take a look at our recent fixtures, so of course the last game was the 1-1 draw against Annan. 4 games in a row without a win. We managed to win the next 2 and then lost the next one. So let's take a quick look at the Montrose match. So pretty comfortable in terms of our attempts at goal. Maybe not so much as possession as I would have liked, but on the whole it was a decent performance. 3-1 goal 3 minutes from time kind of flattered us a little bit in terms of the scoreline. Jordan Gibson and Ross McMillan were the first half goals. Very good first half performance. Second half we kind of fell away. Next up was Berwick at home. Josh Skelly double. Scored a couple of crackers actually, so I think we'll have a look at the goals in this game. As you can see, it was one of those crazy games where there was hardly any shots on target. We scored with both our shots on target, and they scored with their first shot on target. Unfortunately didn't score with their second. But let's take a look at these goals. Because Josh Skelly on loan from Dundee scored a couple of really good goals in this game. Alright, let's see if we can... oh no, we don't need to skip. Actually, it wasn't this game, was it? It wasn't this game. I'm confusing this with another one, unless it was the second goal that was particularly good. I think this was Berwick too, was it? No, it was this one here. Here we go. Smack. Absolute peach of a goal. I think I know what happened. I got a little bit confused. I think Jordan Gibson scored a good goal in the Montrose game. Yeah, I think that's what it was, to be honest. Let's have a quick look and see. Pretty sure it was a curler from outside the box for Gibson. And here's Dixon. Gibson will just run into this gap here and smack it right up into the top left corner. Yeah. So Josh Skelly did score 2 goals, but they weren't 2 really good goals. But yeah. So the last game was against Arbroath. He scored there as well, Josh Skelly, so he's actually doing pretty well for us. It's a bit confusing because season stats are including his games for Arbroath. So we're going to look for us. He scored 5 and 5 now. He's cup tied for today, unfortunately. So yeah, it was disappointing. The initial goal was scored by Arbroath, and then managed to pull back and gave away what I thought was a really, really soft penalty. And as we pushed for an equaliser, Arbroath got a third, pulled it back to 3-2 with Stuart McCollum. But 15 minutes left. I kind of thought we might have snuck an equaliser. As far as the attempts at target were concerned, we were definitely the more aggressive team in that respect. Probably down to playing overload for most of the second half, and probably a lot of shots from outside the box, hence the reason why not many were on target. So anyway, that takes us into today's match. As I kind of said earlier, we've got Josh Skelly cup tied for today, which is a bit of a disappointment. Chris Smith, the goalkeeper, still injured. James Dale is also cup tied for this. So it leaves us with this starting lineup here. David Verlak's been really disappointing recently, but Ross McGeeche's match fitness isn't quite there yet. We'll put him on the bench as it gives us a bit more cover. We've got Jamie Mills at left back, McGeechee at right, centre backs. I suppose McGeechee can play centre back as well. But as you can see, the morale now has taken a dip. I mean, we're top of the league, but people just aren't particularly happy. You can see the FPT here for supporting their teammate. Yeah, thinks he's been treated unfairly. I think Tom Lang was saying something similar. Yeah, so you can see here that things are just starting to come off the rails a little bit. Last 5 games, 2 players over 7, so again, kind of struggling. I suppose Josh Skelly was over. Yeah, he was. Struggling to kind of keep that momentum up. And it's the crucial point of the season. A 6-point lead, assuming Annan win, isn't really insurmountable. So as far as today's concerned, Raith Rovers play a 4-4-2 usually. So I'm thinking the 4-2-3-1 should have a good chance. Can pull back to a 4-4-1-1 if we find we're getting overrun a bit in the midfield. Also want Hodge to be a supporting ball winning midfielder. Alright guys, let's get on with today's match. See whether we can make the final of one of the other competitions we're after. Absence of James Dale will not be hitting us that hard. He's not been particularly good. I'm feeling kind of fortunate that he's only got a contract till the summer. Just hasn't really hit the ground running. Nobody does expect us to get a result. I'm not expecting my team talk to do a great deal today because people just do not like me at the moment. We'll see whether we can change that with a win today. Skip the little intro. You only need to see it a couple of times before you've seen every animation. So yeah, I would not be surprised if we managed to sneak a win here, but to be honest, I'm not expecting it. I think Raith Rovers are 3rd in the championship at the moment, so 2 leagues above us and doing pretty well in that league. I'm going to stick with counter. I know we're at home. Just going to see if we can kind of hit them more on the break. And potentially, I think their centre backs were quite slow, so I might actually go for a bit more direct passing in this game and see whether we can get them with the ball over the top. Aaron Duke's pretty fast. I think he's 12 pace and acceleration, but Raith Rovers are scored. So the plan coming undone a little bit there in the first 11 minutes. Just finding their passes through. Nobody really unmarked. McMillan just losing his man there. A decent finish from Vaughan. To be honest, since we've lost Chris Smith, generally speaking, when teams get through one-on-one, they score. Benny just doesn't seem to be quite as good. I think we're going to have to open up a little bit in this game. Not had a single attempt at goal halfway through the first half. So yeah, I think Raith Rovers are probably going to be very happy with how things are at the moment. Be pushing for a second goal as we try to do some. Benny will launch it long up the park for McCollum, header back to Petrie, to Dixon, McCollum again. See, Aaron Duke is really outnumbered there. Vaughan has got the beating of McMillan and he will slot that over the bar. That was a golden opportunity for Raith there, really. It's interesting, I wanted to hit them in the counter and it looks as though that's going to be how they're going to get us. Obviously as we push forward, there's going to be a lot more space at the back. Still no shot at goal in the first half. And I think we're going to have to go for a tactic change here, to be honest. Because that's a pitiful first half, really. Right. Tell them they've been unlucky. No. No, I will not. So in terms of 4-4-2, I don't really want to lose Gibson because I could go to 3 in midfield. I don't want to lose the attacking edge either. 4-4-2, matching it 1 for 1 will not really give us anything over them either. So high tempo, still playing, still closing down. Direct passing really doesn't seem to be helping us a great deal. Yeah, it's just overall doesn't have that kind of feeling. Oops, didn't notice I'd done that. Doesn't have the feeling that we're going to have a chance of really creating a great deal of chances, so we're going to have to take it when it comes along. Duke's had a poor game as well. Yeah, there's not a great deal we could do. I suppose Ferns doesn't play particularly well there either. One of the other options perhaps is to go to a formation. I'd have to make 2 changes here actually as well. To have to take off. Ferns is not playing well and he's not favoured in that position anyway. So let's try something a little bit different. Go for Craig Murray here. Supporting central midfielder. Take off McCallum for Henderson, who's not the greatest of player anyway, but we'll make him a target man so we can at least go for him in the box. And playmaker for Duke. Yeah, I suppose the only thing here we probably want to do is not look to exploit the flanks. Also, we'll need to get our fullbacks to get further forward, stay wide, probably cross from deep. Likewise for Verlac, get further forward, wide, centre and from deep. See whether or not I can maybe get a little more joy with a target man, and getting the fullbacks to get a bit further forward. It is taking a bit of a gamble in terms of changing our shape, I suppose, from what we're used to, but something's got to change in this game, and maybe just the change of focus of attack to through the middle, really, with Duke and Gibson as attacking midfielders. Petrie getting forward now, whipped into the box. My goodness, 31 seconds into the second half. Yep, I've got a magic hat on. That's a really good goal actually, very well worked. Gibson dinks it wide. Petrie gets to the byline now, being told to get further forward. Murray at the front post and a nice glancing header in at the near post. We're back in the game, and you're going to keep an eye on Raith's formation to see whether they change things around. This looks potentially as though it could be working here. McMillan forward, Henderson with a knock on, Gibson trying to get it in the box. Petrie finds Gibson. Tame effort straight at the keeper. Now you saw his goal against Montrose at the start of the video. He is capable of scoring cracking goals, so really disappointed he didn't get a bit more power behind that. Duke gives it away. Berry forward looking for Vaughan. McMillan running backwards. Really confusing as to why he did that. That was close. And again, we still have to be kind of concerned that Raith could hit us on the break. But I think, you know, you can see already 3 shots, 3 in target. We're doing a lot better in this half than we did in the first. So I'm going to stick it out with this. No need to change anything at the moment. Duke and Gibson not playing particularly well, but we don't really have any other options in that attacking midfield position. It's got the feeling it might go to extra time penalties potentially. It seems as though we've kind of steadied the ship a little bit in the second half. Obviously getting the equaliser that early on has helped. I'm going to shout passionate words of encouragement and see whether or not in the last 20 minutes we can sneak a winner, which would be fantastic. Duke finds Hodge. Henderson just outside the box. It's a bit packed there. Duke wins it, slips it through to Henderson, hits the post. Oh boy, if that had gone in, party time in Stirling. I know it's not the Scottish Cup or anything, but it's still a cup competition, and a final appearance would be really good for us. Verlac into the box. Gibson takes it, hits the post again. Henderson offside for the rebound. So twice off the post. Pretty unlucky. As we approach the final 10 minutes, once again, I think I'm not going to be assertive with them, I think, or telling them to push forward too much, because I think, again, this isn't a game they're expected to win. And we've done pretty well to pull ourselves back into it. Yeah, Vaughan seems to be a real danger man in terms of his pace, but luckily he didn't try to go one-on-one with McMillan. He pulls a shot wide, and we approach the 90th minute mark. Petrie looking tired. Sorry, you're playing. Duke back to Verlac, trying to find anyone in the box, I suppose, and it's going to be a counter-attack here, and again McMillan getting caught out by Vaughan. I probably should have switched. And Raith Rovers score. Isn't that the way it always goes? I don't think there's going to be any time really to do much here. Push our defensive lineup, it's really not going to help a great deal. Damn it. That's disappointing. For so late on in the game and hitting the post twice. Tactic wise, I suppose what we could do is we could just go to 4-3-3 at the moment. Aaron Duke just as an advance forward as well. It's going to be a miracle if we can score a goal. And I know we scored a goal 31 seconds into the second half. Again, McMillan getting caught out pace wise with Vaughan, just couldn't get near him. Excellent finish from Vaughan into the top right hand corner, and as I say, Binney one-on-one just doesn't seem to have that same kind of ability as Chris Smith, as the full-time whistle will surely blow here. Fell by Kyle Benedictus, but that is the final. So guys, well, I think, to be honest, it's decent against a team 2 divisions above us. We gave them a run for their money. We were very unlucky not to score again after hitting the post twice, but that's our little adventure over for this season in the Scottish League Challenge Cup. As far as the league is concerned, we still definitely are in control. I guess I'm going to see how it plays out. There's probably no point in doing any of these games here. It's probably going to be the Elgin game where things start to get kind of interesting. Elgin are my bogey team. It's away from home. We'll see how we are at that point. You know, if it gets to the stage where I can win the league before then I'll do an episode there. But otherwise, it'll be the Elgin game, I think. That would leave us 6 points from the last game. So assuming we keep the gap the same, that could potentially be where we win the league or not, given the fact Elgin, as I say, are my bogey team. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed this little journey in the League Challenge Cup. We managed to put Linfield out, we managed to put Airdrie out, a couple of the Colt teams just falling at the second last hurdle there against Raith Rovers from the Championship. If you have liked this episode, please leave a like and a comment. And until the next time guys, I'll see you when I see you.